Hi, everyone. Today, we wanted to share how we're supporting our enterprise customers across both Atlassian Cloud and Data Center, including some of the new features and capabilities that we've shipped over the last year, and some of the new things that we have planned on our roadmap. I'm Gabby, the technical PMM for the Enterprise Migrations Marketing team, and I'm joined by Griffin, one of the PMs on Admin Experience, and of course, Narmada, the Group Product Manager for Cloud Security. So as your organization has grown, your needs and the expectations that you have for your Atlassian products have changed. And we've been supporting enterprise customers on this journey for many years now. We started with Data Center, giving admins the advanced controls and features that they need to support their teams at scale in self-managed environments. And now we're doing it in cloud, providing the modern solutions that enterprises need to easily adapt to changes in their business and making it easier for teams to do their best work. So let's start by looking at cloud and how we're empowering teams and enterprises with our SaaS offering. You've heard us talk a lot about the end user innovation that we're building in cloud, but that doesn't change that your organization has needs. And the best way to sum this up is that you expect reliable products that you can operate with confidence, that your teams can continue to use them as you scale. They remain performant and keep work moving forward, and they operate in compliance with your regulatory requirements. Now, good enterprise products are reliable, but we don't want to just give you good, we want to give you great. So we've built our cloud products to not only be reliable, but resilient. And that means that they are performant and can scale beyond what your teams are using today, becoming the standard set of tools that teams across your organization use to get work done. They easily adapt to changes in the regulatory landscape without the administrative overhead. They have built-in security alongside additional features to safeguard your data. And they have the advanced customizable controls that you need to meet your unique business requirements. So when you choose our cloud products, you automatically gain the benefits of a more scalable platform. And we're continuing to increase the number of users that we can support on a single instance. And I'm excited to share that we'll be GAing 35,000 in Q3 of this year. And at the same time as we're increasing the number of users we can have on a single instance, we're also increasing the performance of our products as well. But because we're hosting and maintaining the infrastructure that your products run on, we're also ensuring that your products are in compliance with your regulatory requirements. And we can make changes if there is anything that changes as a result. Today, we meet all of the core foundational frameworks, and we're continuously unlocking more industry-specific ones. Recently, we announced BaFin and HIPAA, both of which are critical to heavily regulated industries. And of course, because many of you are supporting globally distributed teams, we offer data residency. Today, we offer data residency in the United States, Australia, and the European Union. And in the future, we plan on extending this to Canada, Japan, and the UK. But on top of these foundational layers, as an enterprise, you need more features and capabilities to help you scale, which is where plans really come into play. So we offer Cloud Premium for teams who need to scale Jira Software, Confluence, and Jira Service Management across larger teams, departments, or entire organizations. And it provides more advanced product features, platform capabilities than our standard plan offers. And in addition, you also get our financially backed SLA guarantee of 99.9%, unlimited storage, and access to premium support. But if you're an organization who needs even more features and functionalities, specifically around scale, security, and governance, we also offer our Cloud Enterprise Plan, which is our most advanced offering. So in addition to all of the goodies that you get with Cloud Premium, you also get the additional guardrails that you need as an enterprise. And because we know that security is so important to your organization, our Cloud Enterprise Plan also includes Atlassian Access, our enterprise-grade solution for enhanced security and centralized administration, which we'll highlight a little bit more later on. And so with that, I want to turn it over to Narmada to talk a little bit more about security in our cloud products.
Thanks, Gabby. Keeping you and your data secure is our priority. Similar to other SaaS providers, we operate our cloud products under a shared responsibility model. At Atlassian, we are responsible for securing the service we provide and the systems they run on. When it comes to compliance, users, information, and marketplace apps, we provide you with the tools and share responsibility. We have a three-pronged approach to cloud trust and security. Security plus data privacy is built into our cloud platform and architecture. We build security inside the foundation of our products so you don't have to. We have robust security policies and practices in place. It's not just what we build, but also how we operate. We create security features to help our customers to protect their data further. This is what we provide to empower you. Keep in mind, everything we do in this three-pronged approach also feeds into how we meet your compliance requirements. Today, we'll be focusing on the controls we provide to help our customers secure their instances, but we encourage you to check out our Trust Center to learn more about our programs. One of the biggest advantages of the Cloud Enterprise plan is that it includes an Atlassian Access subscription. With Access, it is one license across all your Atlassian Cloud products. It applies to your organization based on unique users, regardless of how many Atlassian Cloud products that user has access to. But because security is multifaceted, you want and need more controls in addition to the security benefits you unlock with Access. We've prioritized building controls that help enterprises manage who has access to your organization's data, enable you to protect your data and have clear visibility into your instances to stay ahead of security incidents, and detect and identify threats before they happen. Let's dive in and start by looking at some of the identity and access management controls we've built into our cloud products. Like you, we want to make sure that your teams can log in securely while making the login experience easier and more streamlined. Logging into your Atlassian products is done through a centralized account. This means that when you log into one of your Atlassian products using your domain-verified email address, you can access any other Atlassian product that you have access to. Atlassian Access isn't required to use this feature. We've also partnered with 5 of the largest identity providers to support SAML SSO, and we have integrations with Google Cloud Identity and Microsoft Azure Active Directory. We also offer API support to build your own integrations if you're using another provider. We offer a delegated admin experience in cloud, reducing bottlenecks and giving teams the ability to operate more autonomously without compromising your organization's security posture. In addition to the security controls we've built into the platform that controls what people have access to, we also give you the flexibility to add authentication policies based on the role that someone has within your organization. For example, your default policy may only require password validation, but you may want to make sure your IP is protected by requiring SSO for your development team. Easily add or remove policies from within the admin hub. Instead of spending hours a week manually adding and editing user permissions and access to each product, simply connect an identity provider and assign product access based on groups to automate provisioning and deprovisioning. Think about how the marketing team may need access to Confluence and Jira, and the engineering team needs access to Confluence, Jira, and Bitbucket. By automating user provisioning and deprovisioning, you can feel confident that whenever someone joins or leaves a specific team, their Atlassian Cloud access is up to date with your organization's identity provider, so you don't have to add or remove access per product and risk a security vulnerability with stale accounts. Today, we have automatic user provisioning via Okta, Azure AD, Google, Ping, and OneLogin. And if you're using any other directory service, we've got you covered with APIs to help you build your own connector. Outside of ensuring that your teams are safely accessing their products, we know that you're hyper-focused on making sure that your data is protected at all times. Shadow IT or the risk of a potential data breach are real concerns for enterprises. We want to make sure that never happens to you by providing you with the right tools. To reduce any kind of harmful security attacks, we offer IP allow listing, which enables you to specify the IP addresses your teams must use to access their cloud products. If someone tries to access your instances from an IP address that isn't on the allow list, they won't be able to access it from their device browser or even programmatically via the APIs. One of the advantages of using SaaS products is that they are significantly easier to access and use, but that also makes it easier for people within your organization to download instances of your Atlassian products outside of your IT team's knowledge. To address this shadow IT, we've built automatic product discovery. You'll receive daily emails letting you know how many instances associated with your managed accounts were created outside of your organization. Then you go to the admin hub and open the Discovered Products page. If you have an Atlassian Access subscription, you can see what products were created, how many users are using those instances, when it was created, and who created the instance. We always recommend reaching out to the admins of those new instances to understand how they are using it. They may not be aware of an existing instance of your product, so you can work with them to determine the right course of action. You also have the option of exporting the information as a CSV file, and you can, of course, turn off the daily emails if you would rather not have that information sent to you daily. Your teams want to be able to work from wherever they are, and that means that they aren't just accessing their products from their browser anymore. Mobile present an increased risk of data loss, so you need efficient ways to manage all of your organization's mobile devices and enforce the same controls that you have in place on your other devices. So it's no surprise that many of you may have already a solution in place or have a set of corporate policies that mandates how you deliver apps to your employees. So we are excited to announce that we support both MDM or MAM solutions. Last, but certainly not the least, you need to have the visibility into all of your organization's cloud software activity to quickly identify any potential threats to mitigate them as soon as possible. That comes with having visibility into how people are using their products and what they are doing with them. Audit logs provide valuable information that can help you maintain your security and compliance position. At the product level, we have audit logs which provide a digital record of activities that occur within your products, such as when project configurations or permissions were changed. Additionally, you unlock additional audit logs with access that help you track the actions that you or your IT team complete, such as when security policies are changed or when user account settings are updated. But you may also want more robust audit logs. Leveraging the API, you can use Access to connect Atlassian Cloud Activity to your Cloud Access Security Broker to get a holistic view of your organization's cloud software activity. Today, we support McAfee Envision Cloud, but we want to continue to expand on our threat detection capabilities further. On top of all the goodies I've just shared, I'm excited to share some other features that we slated over the next year. We're always taking in feedback from customers, and I've heard from many enterprises that our identity and access management and information protection are what is most valuable. So these are the areas where we are focusing our upcoming features on. Multiple identity provider support and external user security controls will empower companies to broaden the source of truth for user accounts and strengthen security requirements on more users. Data security policies and BYOK will focus on adding security measures on specific data to protect your company's content or information. The first type of data security policy that will come to life will center around marketplace apps, where admins can restrict which Jira or Confluence instances marketplace apps have access to. I'm now going to hand it over to Griffin to talk about the work his team has been doing on admin experience.
Thanks, Narmada. On the admin experience team, we build features and capabilities that help admins do what they do best, and that's manage complex organizations simply. In self-managed environments, administration tends to be relatively decentralized to ensure that data remains secure across instances. However, because of how our cloud is architected, we've been able to create a centralized admin experience, which we call the Admin Hub, that allows you to easily manage your Atlassian products and users. We have 3 guiding principles that we use to improve the admin experience. First, we want to make the experience as easy and intuitive as possible. So we've invested heavily in the Admin Hub so that it provides a consistent experience across interfaces and tools. Second, we want to empower you with the organization insights that provide you and the visibility to make the right decisions for your organization. Lastly, we want to enable you with more controls so that you can address your specific business requirements and use cases. This might look like unique security configurations, product usage data, or access rights. With that, I'm going to take you through the admin experience and highlight some of the new features we built over the last year. If you aren't familiar or haven't had a chance to try our cloud products for yourself, this is the Admin Hub. All of your day-to-day administration, such as managing users, viewing data, or even securing your Atlassian products, is done here. One of the things that makes our cloud products unique is that while we provide a unified admin experience, we give you the flexibility to have a delegated admin model. Rather than giving people access to all administrative functions across your products, you choose what people have access to, thus keeping your instance more secure without creating bottlenecks. To achieve this, there are 3 different roles that you can assign to people. First is the org admin. In cloud, all of your products are associated with your organization. So org admins have the ability to manage all the Atlassian accounts and products that belong to your org. Think of them as your super admin. Next is the site admin. You may want to group your Atlassian products based on your business requirements. If you're the site admin, you're responsible for administrating the users and groups for all the products and instances within your site. Finally, you have the product admin. If someone has this role, they have the administrative privileges to manage that individual product instance. This delegated admin model makes it easier for organizations of all sizes to support their teams. As an enterprise, you need to be able to adapt your evolving business requirements and have the flexibility to rethink how work gets done across your org. To better help you on this journey, Cloud Enterprise includes unlimited instances. Unlocking unlimited instances removes the cost element and lets you focus on what you do best, setting your teams up for success. When you couple this with delegated admin experience and centralized administration, you have the opportunity to build a structure that will scale with your business. Here are some examples of how people have unused unlimited instances to better address their business needs. You have teams across the world, and the regions they operate in have varying regulatory requirements. You can create instances based on those regions so that you can continue to remain compliant. As you scale, you may be acquiring new teams, but you want to keep them separate from your primary corporate instances. Unlimited instances allows you to scale up and down at no extra cost. Teams need different products to get work done, and the way the products used varies based on each role. With unlimited instances, you can provision teams their own instance of the product so they can customize the experience without impacting other teams. As a bonus, you can even apply specific apps for those teams without having to license them for your entire organization. Some of your teams may be working on sensitive data. You can keep them separate to make sure that there's an additional level of security applied to your data. But what does that look like in practice? From within the Admin Hub, you can view all of the products and sites that are associated with your organization, including the plan and user count. If you want to add a new instance of your products, you can easily add one from the Product tab. And if someone created an instance outside of your org, you can easily link that so that your IT team can securely manage it. A big part of managing products is making sure that people only have access to the information that they need. Organization Insights provides you with the right data to track how your Atlassian products are being used across your organization, which optimizes your future budgets and licensing decisions. We provide a view into usage licenses and security indicators within one dashboard. In addition, to understand your usage, a big part of managing products is making sure that people only have access to the information that they need. Within your organization's directory, you have a list of the users that have access to the products associated with your organization. To assign your user roles, you can click on the user details to see what sites and products they have access to and apply specific roles to ensure that the right level of access is applied. Users and groups can be allocated to any and all of your tools and are granted permissions based on their role. You can also invite multiple people at one time, even selecting multiple products and applying all roles at one time. You have secure data in your Atlassian instances, so many of you have email protocols in place to ensure that you aren't a victim of phishing or domain spoofing. So we're excited to announce domain-based message authentication, reporting, and conformance, or DMARC. This helps your organization secure emails that come from Atlassian and helps to ensure the delivery rate increases. When an email is sent from Atlassian, DMARC uses 2 existing email authentication mechanisms: Sender Policy Framework, or SPF, and Domain Keys Identified Mail. And this ensures that email is really coming from Atlassian. Now, DMARC ensures that recipient email servers recognize Atlassian emails as legitimate and trusted. As a result, product notifications are less likely to be considered spam due to individual recipients' actions. More importantly, if DMARC reporting is enabled, any emails which are marked as spam or are seen as not meeting their policy will be sent to their reporting address. This improves trust and provides end-to-end accountability. We know it's important that you have control over when new features are deployed in your instance. First, we offer release tracks, which determines what cadence new features are rolled out to in production. And second is Sandbox, which enables you to test new features in an isolated environment. From the Admin Hub, you can easily configure these settings for each of your instances to fit your needs. While the Cloud Sandbox is primarily used to test Atlassian changes, you can also create a sandbox to test a migration from server to cloud. Sandboxes can be easily deleted and recreated, and any change made within a sandbox won't affect production. All of these features are available in both Cloud Premium and Enterprise. We also have some new things in the works. Site rename will enable you to change the host name portion of your domain in case there are any changes to your business, and you can easily update the org to reflect its current state. This is available for Jira Software, Jira Service Management, and Confluence. We know that sometimes people create a cloud organization, but it's not their primary org. Soon, admins will be able to self-serve either an org merge or deletion from Admin Hub. These updates will continue to improve the centralized admin experience and empower you with the additional org lifecycle controls you need. We know that it's important for admins to understand how Atlassian products are being used at their company. Org Insight's goal is to make the information around product usage and billing more readily available to those administrating your products. Today, we publish release notes to our blog when we release new features. We want to make it easier for you to see what changes have been released, who's impacted by the change, and what the changes look like in the product before rolling them out to your teams. We'll be working on improving this process so that you'll have all the information you need before rolling it out to your team. And with that, I'm going to hand it over to Gabby to talk more about Data Center.
Thanks, Griffin. Administering self-managed environments is complex. So we've always focused on empowering admins with features and capabilities in our data center products that make it easier to support teams at scale. And we will continue to make these investments as long as you need to stay in a self-managed environment. Through our increased partnership with our enterprise customers, we've narrowed our focus to 3 areas because this is where you've asked for more controls and support from us at Atlassian. So those areas are, of course, performance and scale, continuing to ensure that we're increasing the performance of our products and enabling them with the controls they need to optimize performance at scale. We'll continue to work on security and compliance, addressing evolving security and compliance requirements that you may have. And finally, infrastructure and operations, continuing to support more modern infrastructures and applying automation to make administration easier for all of you. So we'll start by looking at performance and scale. Now, last year at Team 21, I talked about our overall approach to perf and scale for our data center products. And there were 4 key categories within that bucket. So there was hardware and environmental configurations, platform scaling, instance controls, and scale and performance controls. And those 4 categories is where we will continue to be delivering value. And we're doing that in a couple of ways. So first, we're going to be expanding the recommendations that we currently offer around hardware and environmental configurations. Today, we provide guidance on how to set up your hardware and how to configure your deployment to help you administer your data center instances at scale. And while setup does impact the overall performance of your product, your data shape plays a role too. So we'll be publishing our data thresholds and provide you with the tools and guidance to help manage these dimensions to further improve the performance of your products. We refer to this as guardrails. Our goal is to help you understand the potential implications of going outside the thresholds so that you can determine how and if you want to make changes to your instance. It's also worth noting that even if you were to go beyond the thresholds that we've shared, that doesn't mean that you will have a performance problem, and your products will never prevent you or your teams from creating content, even if a threshold was reached. Guardrails are not limits. And as we continue to invest in improving the amount of data that our products can handle, those guardrails will move higher over time. And we'll work with you to help you optimize performance. You are not alone on this journey. We have 3 principles that we've used to help us address the guardrail space. So first is helping you identify what the actual thresholds are. And we'll be publishing this information on our public documentation website so that it's easy and accessible for you to find. Second, we want you to understand what the possible impacts are if you go beyond the thresholds that we've outlined. And lastly, we want to provide you with the tools and recommendations to avoid hitting those limits or tell you how to mitigate issues associated with going beyond them. And to do that, you'll see us continuing to build more tools that can help you clean up your instances. That has been a heavy focus area for us over the last couple of years. Many of you are familiar with our archiving features or identifying any sort of custom fields. This is where you will continue to see additional functionality built on our end, specifically Confluence and Bitbucket. And more importantly, as I mentioned a moment ago, guardrails are not stagnant. We are naturally going to continue to increase what those actually are and push those guardrails further. So these are a couple of examples of some of the work we're doing that will further increase the thresholds that we outline in our guardrails project. So the second area of focus is going to be security and compliance because you have told us that security is the top concern of your organization. We've built a number of features in Data Center, such as advanced auditing and rate limiting, that enable you to securely operate your products. And we will continue to empower your team with those type of features, but we'll be going further and improving our approach to security. To that end, we will ramp up initiatives to optimize our development and security practices to take a stronger, more proactive approach to all things security and compliance. And as a result, we can respond quicker to the ever-changing landscape while focusing on alleviating as much future complexity and obstacles as possible. We also recognize that demonstrating compliance in your tools, the tools that your organization uses every day, is critical. And to make sure that all of your teams can unleash their full potential, we're committed to making this happen. And we encourage all of you to learn more about our commitment on our accessibility page at atlassian.com/accessibility. Lastly, we'll be focusing on infrastructure and operations. You're always looking for better ways to operate your IT operations more efficiently. And often that comes in the form of modernizing your infrastructure. Because modern infrastructures enable you to make better use of your IT resources and make smarter investments, address your organizational growth in a more meaningful way, and they keep your IT teams more agile and able to adapt to changing business needs. So therefore, you're going to continue to see us double down our investments on containers and container orchestration frameworks. In 2021, we officially launched our Data Center Helm charts. These highly customizable templates enable you to deploy Data Center on Kubernetes clusters. And when we released the Helm charts, we made the strategic decision to make them infrastructure agnostic. So you can leverage those on either your own hardware or through a cloud provider on infrastructure as a service. But providing support was just the first step for us, and there's more to come. Another big part of this launch was that we prioritized providing guidance on how to use these templates through documentation, videos, and via our Atlassian community group. We got a lot of response from this, and we saw many of you appreciated this level of support. So we're going to continue to do that over time as an area that's worth giving more clarity to you. And lastly, we're looking at more ways to provide automation to make your lives easier. With the power of K8s, we now have access to the platform and additional automation capabilities that previously we didn't have access to. So this is something that we're actively investigating to understand what some potential opportunities are. And as always, we'll keep you updated on that progress. I know we shared a lot of information with you all today because we've been hyper-focused on meeting and exceeding the needs of our enterprise customers. We have a number of resources that will be linked with this demo that can provide additional information if you want to do a deeper dive. And as always, we encourage you to continue following us and our roadmap to see the progress and when we will deliver those features that we highlighted today. And with that, I'd like to thank you all and hope you have a good one.